can help her. Oh,
We're live now.
we're live. Oh, hey, everybody. Hey,
Sorry,
we're
we're a minute
live.
late.
We're live from a place that I don't
Yeah,
live in.
tell people where you are.
Well, I won't tell them the exact city, but I'm in I can, because I mean, I don't want, because people can watch us on YouTube and then they'll come find me. You know what I mean? I don't,
Right.
because it's not y'all that I don't want you to come find me, because I would love to see you guys. But then if people see this on YouTube that hate me, I don't want. It's a very small place. But I'm in I'll tell you next week. I'm in an Airbnb, not a very nice one. I thought it was going to be cute. Turned out it's cute on the inside. Turned out not so cute. So coffee sucks. Everything is sort of marginal. It's freezing in here. Like my daughter is literally in sweats. We're in Texas. She's in sweats under the covers. It's like basically not so great. Anyways, wouldn't recommend it. I'll tell you next week where not to go. But my Wi-Fi is great.
The Wi-Fi is awesome. So
Right.
this is great. I mean, it's working awesome. You're clear. You're sharp.
Right.
You sound good. All of that is great.
Yeah. We have a swim meet this weekend. So I'm on swim meet duty. Yeah.
So I do have Mike Lindell news. So Mike Lindell has pulled advertising from Fox because apparently, and he has spent millions of dollars
Right.
on Fox advertising.
This is huge.
It's pretty big. And the reason is because apparently whatever his new ad that he wanted to post or to have on Fox News, it included stuff about the Echinale being Olenstay. And Fox doesn't want to air anything about the Echinale being Olenstay. So they said no to the ad. And so Mike Lindell said, all right, then I'm just going to not have any ads on your station. Thank you, goodbye. And that's that.
Well, you got to give him credit for having standards. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, he stands his ground.
Yeah, you got to. I give him lots of credit for that. Good for him. Yeah, somebody said he puts his money where his mouth is. He does. He spent a crap load of money there, and he's like, you know what? If you're not going to play my crap, then screw you.
Yeah.
I'll do my own thing. Well, good for him.
I know. So, just one more reason to think about maybe today being the day that you finally order something from MyPillow.
Yeah.
Because this month, right now, they've got their $39.99 special on a set of 6 towels. The towels are our favorite thing. Because they have that whole scratchy, scrubby, but yet soft technology.
It's absorbenty. It's very absorbenty.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? He's not able to put his stuff out there to market as well as he used to market. So it's really important that we as conservatives support him. If you believe in him and believe in his business and believe in what he believes in and believe in conservatism and believe in free market ideals. So support him, y'all. I mean, it's really important that we support him. He doesn't have the avenues that everybody else has. He's been shut down and squelched by a ton of retail outlets.
Yeah.
And that is the truth, by so many of the big ones. And now he's like, well, I guess I got to pull out of Fox. Can you imagine?
I know. Now he's going to be like relying on people like us to get the word out.
Right.
And we're happy to do it. We also got an email from Jasper in Mississippi he's retired from a career in public safety. And apparently, remember when I told you guys about that dream that I had where I beat up Kaylee McEnany?
Yes.
So he wrote shortly after that, and he said, your story about beating up poor Kaylee made me think of something. I haven't had a single bad nightmare, and he used to have a lot. I haven't had a single bad nightmare since I got my pillow. I've had some late for work kind of dreams, but those don't count as nightmares, believe me. I have no idea if this is related to having my pillow, but I believe it is. I'm sure that I'm more comfortable and that I'm sleeping better. So Jasper says, get yourself some pillows, and you can do that by calling 1-800-875-0513 or going to mypillow.com and use code Where did you go?
My microphone's down here. Here's the thing, you guys. My setup today is so crazy. My computer is on top of a cooler. I'm not even kidding. I'm on a bed and my computer's on a cooler and my daughter is like right next to me. We have 2 beds right next to each other. That's how like jacked this place is. It's so crazy. And I'm freezing.
So where's your mic?
My mic is down here. It's down here. It's like basically on my lap. And then I've got like this crazy setup. It's so everything's crazy. I was like, well, Jesus, if this works this morning, it's going to be a miracle. And it worked. It worked. It's working.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So yesterday, obviously, big news because Joe Biden had his press conference where he talked all about the new masking guidelines, the fact that all federal employees are going to be required to have the vaccine. He doesn't know yet. He was asked, but he answered that he didn't know yet if he was allowed to federally mandate vaccines for everybody.
He didn't
He
know.
just doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know yet.
He's looking into that.
I wiped my butt. Okay.
No, it's
Joe.
my butt's been wiped.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I screwed that up. That's our president.
That's our president.
Yeah.
So the Surgeon General, meanwhile, Vivek something or other, he is saying that even if you're vaccinated, you should really be paying attention to the potential spread to unvaccinated people, including your kids. So not only is he suggesting that if you're a vaccinated adult, that you wear a mask at home around your own kids, he is also saying vaccinated people need to go back to masking outside. And I can't. I just can't
God.
with any of this.
Hey, Gwen, what would you do if I just started wearing a mask in the house? What would you do? Would that be? She said she'd rip it off my face. That's what she would do.
I mean, and so many people are mad because the CDC is basically saying, oh yeah, there's like all this data that shows why you need to mask again, but we're just not going to show it to you yet.
What you guys remember when it was 15 days to flatten the curve? Does anybody remember that? Does
Good times.
Am I the only? Yeah. I feel like I'm the only person sometimes that remembers that, and I'm like, look over here. Does anybody? Hello. Am I the only person?
And we did. We flattened it. We
flattened it.
slowed the curve or flattened the curve or did whatever we were supposed to do with the curve. The
Right.
problem is they keep moving the goalposts. So before it was flattening the curve, we did that. Then it was like, okay, well, we've just got to keep everything locked down until we get the vaccine. Okay, we got the vaccine. Well, now we have to wait for it to be available to everybody. And now it's available to everybody.
Right.
Well, now we have to wait for something else. And I guess that something else is zero COVID, which is never going to happen, which is
Right.
why this is never going to end if we keep allowing them to tell us what to do.
Yeah, because, and then, it's like, I don't know, once they feel like they've hit the goalpost for COVID, then they'll move on to the next thing. Then it's going to be like, we want to make sure that nobody ever has the flu again. We want to make sure
Or
nobody has
monkeypox.
Right. We want to make sure that nobody ever gets sick ever again. Ever again. Nobody can ever get a virus ever again.
This is
You guys,
nuts.
Everybody's lost their minds.
It's out of control. I mean, it's absolutely out of control.
And
The LA County school system, it gets even worse. So LA County schools, public schools there, are requiring vaccinated and unvaccinated kids to be tested weekly. They're going to be tested for COVID every single week, whether they've been vaccinated or not.
California.
It's insane.
You crazy.
Oh my God.
You a bunch of crazy people.
What? I can't.
Yeah.
And then Dan Crenshaw, he put out this big tweet thread about how the data that the CDC is using to make this mask decision is a study from India with AstraZeneca, which we don't even use here.
Right.
So I don't even know why they're jumping on this data as if it's the end all be all. They're saying now they're going to release more data today or maybe this weekend, but so far they're like making all these giant decisions and saying, but the data and the science, and not ponying up any of it. So people are all mad about how not transparent they are. It's a big fat mess.
Mock, I have to point out that there's somebody watching us right now from Iraq.
Hi.
He said, God bless you. I'm from Iraq. I love America and the nice American people. Greetings to you ladies. D's and Mock. I love that. Well, welcome.
My gosh,
welcome
that's
to our
so cool.
I know. Welcome to our show. I think that's very, very sweet. We have a listener and a watcher from Iraq. Who would have thought? I know. Who would have thought?
People just they're from all over, man. It's so
right?
crazy.
I know.
What else? There's so much stuff going on with the COVID stuff that I don't want to forget anything. What was the other? Because I know, like for the show today, I'm going to be playing sound from when Peter Doocy asked at the very end of Joe Biden's presser. He was like, why should people trust you? You said like 2 months ago that vaccinated people will never have to mask up. And Joe Biden yelled. You know how he does? Like he gets really mad and snippy.
Right.
So he did that. He yelled back at Peter Doocy and just said, well, that was true then. But this Delta variant changes everything. And
he yells. This is what old people do when they start, losing their faculties. What, am I wrong? Am I?
No.
I'm not wrong about that. They start losing their mind. They start freaking out, he loses his temper. He loses his temper, and he starts screaming things about wiping his butt. This is what our president's doing, you guys.
And then they also said that he wants to basically somehow make it a mandate of some sort that people who are now going to get vaccinated, like if you haven't been vaccinated yet and you want to get vaccinated now, you're going to get $100. So all the people that are waiting to get vaccinated now, there's a financial incentive.
I get $100 if I get vaccinated.
You can get $100. Yeah.
Wow, $100. Wow. If I mean, that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? So,
I'm saying, well, that's the thing. He wants everybody that now gets it to get $100 reward, and it would be paid for using the funds from the COVID-19, whatever,
so
the rescue plan or whatever.
I'd pay myself to get the vaccine.
Right.
Is that what he's saying? So that's the incentive. So I'm basically paying for myself. I'm paying $100 to myself to get the
get $100.
To get $100. I'm paying myself to get $100. I'm paying $100.
Right.
I'm writing myself $100 check to go and put that crap in my arm. That's what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just supposed to feel like a reward.
Oh, because feels, because it's all about the feels. The feels. Right. I see. Okay. All right.
Let's see. So there's that, and then he's asking all employers, small, medium-sized employers, to give people paid leave in order to get themselves and or their family members vaccinated. So, I mean, I got mine on a Saturday. I don't know why anybody would need time off from work to get a shot, but they are trying to incentivize this in any possible way that they can.
Right. You can also go on your lunch hour if you want to go on your lunch hour.
Right.
People go, you can like go at 4:00 in the afternoon. A lot of places will still, you see what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of places you can still go do that. Yeah. But
I mean, it's
but
just
listen,
ridiculous.
any excuse not to work these days, people are gonna I mean, let's incentivize people not to work. It's the Democrat way. Let's just do it. Let's do that.
Thank you, Christy H. Christy sent a super sticker and said, I'm surprised he hasn't yelled at someone to get off his lawn yet. It's coming. And he might as well. I mean, that sounds like what he's doing every time, right?
Priscilla said she's going to need August off. I feel like I'm with you, Priscilla. I feel like that would be great if we could all just take August off. Can somebody just pay me to take that off? That would be great.
Or what if you just started saying, $100 isn't going to cut it. I'll get vaccinated for $1,000.
Yeah. I'll take vaccinations for $1 million, please, Bob. Thanks.
So your governor already last night, I mean, after yesterday, your governor in Texas, Governor Abbott, already signed a new executive order saying there will not be any mask mandates and there will not be any vaccine mandates. So I don't know if that's a thing that he can do, but he did it. And so we'll see, because he had another order about doing stuff to, wait a minute.
That's some balls. He's getting, it's like DeSantis' balls are creeping into Texas. It's like they're so big that they're just like overlapping. It's like all the way from Florida. They're just overlapping into Texas. It's like, he's like, listen, my balls are so big, Abbott. Can you hold some of my balls over there in Texas? And Abbott's like, yeah, I'll hold some of your balls. I got them. I got you. I got you, boo. So he's holding some of he's holding some of his balls for DeSantis. He's like, thanks.
He's like, I've got the extra weight. I've got it.
Right.
Yeah. But but he also has this other executive order about pulling over migrants, and he's trying to take care of the border in Texas since the federal government has absolutely no interest in doing that.
Right.
And so apparently one of the executive orders he signed, Merrick Garland, Attorney General, is saying, I'm going to sue you now. I'm going to sue Texas for doing that because that poses a danger of some sort. None of it makes any sense. It's going back. It's going around and around and around. Texas is only doing that because the federal government isn't doing their job. So does he get to sue Merrick Garland for not doing the job of protecting the border in the first place? This is so insane.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not trying to, I drive around Texas, and like, if you go south, you don't even need to go south in Texas, but you just kind of drive around. You think to yourself, okay, well, if I go into a restaurant or whatever, I could be encountered by a bunch of migrants who have COVID at any time. I mean, it's like, that's not even, people will say that's racist, Daisy.
How is it racist?
That's completely racist. People will say that. Liberals would say that to me. But at the same time, it's like, then they turn around and tell me that I got to mask up in my house for my kid. And it's like, okay, well, tell that person over there that just jumped the border, that's sitting in a restaurant in my town, that they need to do that. Or better yet, don't jump my border. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, don't break into my country and put my kid in jeopardy and put me in jeopardy. You know what I mean? If you feel so, or put you in jeopardy if you feel so strongly about it. So the double standard is so whack right now. And it's so prevalent in my state. And it drives me crazy and I'm so glad that Abbott is like, we're not going to do that. But somebody needs to take care of it. I can't believe this administration is not doing jack squat for the border. They need to close it. They need to just close the border. I don't understand why that won't happen. I don't understand.
Well, it's interesting because it is like if you go to the actual border, the entry points, it is closed for the most part.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's what's even dumber about it is that they're actually closing it off to people who are trying to get here in the right way, while they let in all the people who are not.
Yeah, exactly. But you hear what I'm saying. But they need to make it loud and clear that you are not allowed to come in here especially if you are, sick.
Yeah.
And they're just allowing it to happen. They're just allowing these people to pour over the border. It's crazy.
Well, the chick that fills in for Jen Psaki, that Corinne Jean-Pierre.
Hey, Psaki.
I'm probably not even saying Corinne's name right. I don't know. But she's that little black chick that fills in for Jen Psaki. She's super cute. And in some ways, I think she's better than Psaki. In other ways, she's absolutely useless. She really relies on reading things in order to answer questions. And so, of course, I think it was Peter Doocy who asked yesterday about how can you even do all these mask mandates, these vaccine mandates, when we've got all these migrants coming? How do you square those two things happening at the same time? And she basically said, well, as soon as the migrants cross, we give them PPE. So she basically said, we're handing them a disposable mask and then we send them on their way. So that somehow that is acceptable in terms of fighting COVID.
Well, because these people think that masks actually work. I mean, they're under the impression that, I guess maybe even if you have COVID, if you have that face diaper on your face, and you're fine and everything's going to be fine. You're good. Gosh, this is how delusional these people are, right?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, there's apparently an agreement being reached about a $1 trillion infrastructure deal. So Kristen Sinema and Mitt Romney and like other Democrats they've come together in a bipartisan way to get this gigantic new bunch of spending passed. And so, whenever there can be agreement with Republicans and Democrats, it's like a freaking miracle. So they were proud and they were like, I think this is going to work. We're ironing out some details, but we're really close. And so the AOC and Cori Bush came out to say that this is unacceptable because there are no people of color on that committee. And so now they even said like hashtag negotiations so white. And then Cori Bush said that the people that are working on this deal look like attendees of a Kid Rock concert. So now you can't even have a bipartisan committee and not be racist. It's insane.
Well, wait a second. So what would have made them happy? So like, is there a criteria now for a committee? Like it has to be like one black person, one white person, one Hispanic person. Is that what they're saying? I mean, this is what I'm trying to understand. And what concert does that look like? What concert is that?
It's so they're bringing race into absolutely everything.
Yeah. And why does it have to look like a concert? It's a committee. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a small committee.
And furthermore, I'd like to know what Kid Rock has to say about that. He's like, why do you got to bring me into this?
That almost sounds like something this guy would say.
He's like, ba witta ba, ba witta ba, ba witta ba.
I thought you were going to say, why you got to bring me into this?
Why you got to bring me into this, ba witta ba? That's I mean, it's just so, these people are ridiculous. And this is the thing. What 20 years ago, if somebody would have said that, we all would have looked at that person and been like, what?
What in the
Go
world?
away.
Yeah.
Go away. Quit whining. We're getting work done. We're getting work done. This is what we do. We get work done. Oh my God.
Also, as I told you before we went live, fonts are now racist, which I was very unaware of. So my bad for not understanding that fonts can be so offensive. The World Archery Association has posted a congratulatory tweet for the South Korean women's team because they are apparently very, very good at archery.
Yes.
And so the problem is that they posted a photo of one of the chicks, like in mid arch.
Yeah.
And so they put her name underneath her picture in a font that Reuters has said is extremely offensive. And so I'm going to show it to you. This is the font. It kind of looks like a Chinese restaurant font.
Yeah, it is. It's just like a Chinese restaurant font.
And I
It's
think
like
that
when
they
you
were
see-
trying to be, I think they were just trying to honor her and they were congratulating her, but like Reuters freaked out and everybody's saying that's super offensive to have that kind of lettering.
It's like every time you go into a Chinese restaurant, you see egg foo young or something. It's
Yeah.
it's in that font.
It's in that
And
font.
so the next time you go into the restaurant, you'd be like, this is completely racist. This is
We need
this
to start
restaurant-
telling all the owners of those restaurants that they need to stop using that font.
Right. And you know what else is racist? The little cat, the cat on the counter. You know what I'm talking about? The cat. You know that cat?
It's
You know what I'm
very
talking about?
racist.
Yeah, the cat is racist. Yeah.
So I think we need to start going into the Chinese restaurants and telling them how to run their businesses and what fonts
Totally.
they can use because how
Totally.
dare they?
Everybody's
So-
I feel sorry for all these offended people.
Do you hear that Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney and it's like a huge big fat deal?
I did not. Why would she? Well, I mean, she needs more money. God bless her.
I mean, she only made
needs-
$20 million off
Right.
of this Black Widow movie. And she was,
right.
she's suing them because of the way they released it to stream online prevents her from getting like a cut of box office. And so Disney they're being mean right back to her. They're like, this is
Good.
so ridiculous. We have totally honored our contract, and she is so awful to not consider the fact that we kind of we've had a year that has forced us to think of creative new ways to release our movies. I don't know if she's noticed that this
No.
has been like a COVID-y kind of year.
No.
And so they were like, we think it's pretty tone deaf on her part to not be thinking about that. And we've already paid her $20 million, and she's going to continue to make more from the streaming service. But she's saying,
This
not enough. I'm
woman.
going to sue you for $50 million. That's
So she wants 50. Is that what she wants? She wants 50 million
50 more.
on top of the 20.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Can you imagine?
She's worth like, what is she worth? She's already worth, I think, like what, hundreds of millions, or at
Oh
least
my
$100
God.
million, over $100 million. Like, Obama needs to call her up on the phone and be like, at some point, you've made enough money, right?
Right.
I mean, at what point is that, Scarlett? At what point? And
I
I
know.
thought these people were socialists.
Well, not so much. I mean,
Oh.
well, I guess maybe
For
you could
us.
argue that she is. She's socialist. She is, when it comes to herself, it's not okay.
It's like, gimme, 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 gimme.
Right. But I mean, she's going to vote for policies that
Yeah.
are very, very
That
socialist.
we
Don't you
suffer.
see?
Yeah. What a piece of crap.
Also, Britney Spears, as you know, is still fighting to get out of her conservatorship, and that is ongoing and in progress. But in the meantime, she is rebelling against, I don't know who exactly, by being topless. So here is a recent photo that she posted on her Instagram. That was 6 days ago, but that wasn't enough. So then 3 days ago, she posted that. Right? And then just yesterday, she made a little video. See?
Okay. All right. Okay.
So she really wants to remind everybody
she has
that she
boobs?
has boobs,
She has boobs. Yeah.
and that is what they look like.
boobs.
So I don't know if that affects her legal battles in any way, but that is the strategy that she is going with.
Well, yeah. Somebody just wrote her butt's been wiped.
I mean, I
just-
don't
listen.
understand how that helps anything.
I feel like because people are saying, "Oh, she's going through this rebellious phase because she's finally free." No, I mean, I feel like she probably needs to seek some help. She probably needs just to talk to somebody, maybe just talk to somebody that can, just keep her from shaving her head again. You know what I mean?
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
I don't know how it helps, but I guess you go, girl.
What?
Thank you for reminding us that you do, in fact, have breasts.
Boobs.
Appreciate it. I have two talks. One about Mayor Beetlejuice, who was asked recently to confirm that she does think that 99% of the criticism she gets is about her race. And there's
Not
a
at
guy
all
that
about her stupidity. No.
right. So there's a guy that on TikTok they call it stitching, I think, or duetting. I forget. There's a way that he basically he shares her video and then responds to it. So that's what's happening here.
Do you really believe that the criticism of you is 99.9% based on the fact that you're a black woman?
That's my personal opinion, sir. You don't have a right to criticize my personal opinion.
First
you
of
do.
all, you absolutely deserve to be criticized for the opinions you have, especially when you're saying idiot things that are rooted in delusion. You are the mayor of a big city in Illinois. And so when you say stupid things, you deserve to be criticized for saying those stupid things. You literally said that 99% of the criticism that you receive is because of the fact that you're a black person and you're gay. That's stupid. That's delusional. When you say things like that and you believe it, that's due to a mental illness. It's not due to, oh, it's just an opinion. No, you are the mayor of a big city. But you know what? I don't even blame you. I blame Chicagoans who are dumb enough to vote for you.
Amen.
God, that is so true.
Right?
True that. Yeah.
How does she say, I get to say things that are my opinion, but you don't get to criticize those things?
Right.
That's not how that works.
Because that's your opinion. Wait, logic? I don't. Yeah.
Also, this woman is me.
There's a baby raccoon my dog just chased into the tree. My husband says I can't
Oh
keep
no.
the raccoon. My husband's
And she's
dumb.
filming it. She's got a camera on the ground.
He's gonna be my best friend. There's a baby raccoon my dog just chased into the tree.
He's
my
going to
God.
be her best friend.
Oh my God.
So,
You
anyway,
know what
that's
she
me.
needs? You know what she actually needs is a human best friend.
I love that
That's
she
what-
said, my husband says I can't keep it, and my husband is dumb. And then she just goes and gets it.
Yeah.
So she probably has a pet now.
That thing is gonna
Anyway.
that thing is gonna give her rabies. She's gonna have to have like 20 shots in her stomach or whatever it takes. It's gonna be messy.
Well, she
really
wore
messy.
gloves. I mean, she had the gloves on. So
Yeah, that's
you know.
that's gonna protect her like neck and everything. It's gonna protect everything else, right? Okay.
All right. Is it
Is there-
time?
That's it? Is it? There's no more?
Oh, no. I didn't have very many today.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. You guys, I could have gone
It was a
little
slow
bit,
TikTok
I
day.
could have gone a little bit longer today because I'm sitting in this horrible, horrible Airbnb.
Well, I mean,
It's okay. It's
let's
fine.
see if I
It's
have
totally-
any- I
it's
don't think
totally
I
fine.
do.
It's fine. We're freezing. It's fine. You guys send help. And socks. You guys send
Get under your
socks.
covers.
Okay. That's my daughter waving goodbye. Bring it in, you guys. Bring it in.
Does that help give you more?
I know it doesn't keep me warm. You guys have a great Friday and it's Friday, right?
It's Friday.
today.
So
Yeah,
have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. We will talk to you on Monday.